happening, you jump up if this if you want, you don't have to do this. Okay, let's look at my right leg, and let's use new gait terms. Here, what's happening at my hip? What muscles are acting? What is? Iliopsoas is acting a little bit. Anything else? Okay, anything else? Anything back here?
Hamstring decelerate.
Hamstrings are going to decelerate. Glutes are going to fire because I'm hitting a straight leg down. So they're going to fire a little bit. Okay, what's happening at my knee? Extensors. Okay. Anything with the hamstrings? Eccentrically. Okay. All right. What's happening at the ankle? Dorsiflexion. So what muscle? Anterior tibs firing the most. Sounds good. Okay, so now we're here, and then now I'm here. What's firing at the hip? Glute med's a big one in this mid-stance position. And at the knee? Okay, isometric control of quads and of hamstrings. Otherwise, we can have that occur, or we can have that occur. Both would be pretty bad. And then what's happening at my ankle? Yeah, a little bit. We're looking now more into controlling side to side at this point in mid-stance. Otherwise, they're fairly quiet. Now we're here. This pre-swing. Hip extension. So we got concentric glute max at that point. It's actually more passive in nature. What's happening at the knee? Extension. So we're using a little quad. And then we're starting to fire up those hamstrings in a second to lift off. And then what's happening at the calf? Plantar flexion. So gastroc or soleus or both?
Well, right now,
Do you think it's a smaller muscle, so it's going to be the first to fire?
doesn't the soleus,
It's not a powerful movement.
It's true.
doesn't the soleus have to pre-fire no matter what?
It does. It should. So yep, soleus, gastroc is still firing no matter what, but I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay, where are we at now? What's happening at the hip and knee? So we got hamstrings as one, right? Anything really important at the left hip right now? Glute med. Okay, I know we switched sides, but it's important for this position. Okay, we did hamstrings. What's happening at the ankle? Dorsiflexion. Why? Clear space. Okay. Now we're towards terminal swing. Thank you. I'm a gift. Hip flexion. So we have more iliopsoas in this point, and we have some quads going on. And anything at the hammies? Decelerate. So what's that mean? Eccentric. In order to do what? Slow down that tibia so you can do that again. Then you gotta do it backwards. Then you gotta talk about what's happening on the left. Gate questions on the boards are funny. So they'll have a lot of questions. The reason you want to break it down first, when you can rip off what's happening at every joint muscle, like we just did, then you have to imagine that at this point, so initial contact, you learned everything about it. Now you should know during initial contact what's happening at the left leg, because that's what they'll ask you about with those style questions. They'll lead you towards thinking everything's over here, and then they'll ask you what's happening on the left side. So you need to know every step of what's happening, and then every step of what's happening at the same time. That's how you can master gait. Do blocks practice step by step, and then what muscles are firing, what ranges of motion you need, and then look at the stabilizers on the opposite side. That will cover every problem you have with gait.
When you're doing this in the clinic, I know in kinesiology, Dr. Formisano had said he will videotape people on the treadmill and use like a slow-mo. Is that, I mean, when people are like, if you really want to watch someone skate, are you good, like, is that a skill that you just get better at? Or is it something where you would do it, do you use that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Gets charged a lot of money for it too. It's fun.
Oh, it's an actual, like, not just like your phone, it's an app?
It's not on the phone. So that when I do running analysis, I just use Dartfish, and then it's a great biofeedback tool because whether it's for running, squat, balance, you can look at the control. So in this person, she came in with Achilles tendinopathy, and she had it on her right side, and her left side she hit, and she had a little bit of flat feet. On her right side she would hit, and she immediately caved in. And so that's something very quickly. So that's something when you slow it down to a quarter of the speed, you then show the patient, say, look at what's happening at your ankle. Don't tell them what you see, just look at what's happening. Tell me what you see. They'll tell you, oh my God, it looks like my ankle's caving in. You're right. So next time you run, or not next time, like in 2 seconds, I want you to think about controlling it X, Y, and Z way and see if they can do it. You could show them the before and after. It's a good biofeedback tool. Same thing with a single limb squat. You take video footage of them doing the squat, and then if you see this, you can show them the valgus angle at the knee. And so you could say, you see this degree that's there, 60 degrees? It should be closer to 90 degrees as you do it. And then all you need to do is tell them that, and they have to figure out how. So if they're in front of a mirror, they'll go, I'll just lift this up and do it.
They know what it should look like
Yeah,
now.
and that should sound a little bit like motor learning
Mhm.
from your class.
That was gonna be my question. Like, if you gave them